I'm jealous, I'm overzealous. When I'm down, I get real down. When I'm high, I don't come down. I get angry, baby, believe me. I could love you just like that. I can leave just as fast. You don't judge me. If you did, baby, I would judge you too.
And here we are, back again with another episode of Behind the Spotlight.
What's up?
If you guys can't recognize this gorgeous smile over here, this is Josh Pineda music we got this time.
What's up, guys?
How you doing, Josh?
Doing great, doing great.
You ready to give a kick-ass interview?
Dude, I'm ready. Thanks for doing this, bro.
Of course, my pleasure. Let's get started.
Let's do it.
Same question I start off asking everybody.
Alright, hit me with it.
Why Josh Pineda music? Why not something fancier? Why not something more, I guess something that can be seen as more iconic, different.
Not cool enough for you? No.
I love Josh Pineda music.
Josh Pineda music. I believe that I want my music to be, it's part of who I am. And so Josh Pineda is, it's simple, but it's definitely original because I'm the only me, And so my music encapsulates that. I want to be able to encapsulate everything that I believe in and everything that I believe will reach people. And so Josh Pineda music is also kind of almost an outlet for me as well. So my goal in my music is twofold. I want to be able to reach and impact people and give them a message, but at the same time, my music is also about me, and I want to kind of unveil who I am, and I think it's kind of a fun process to do that. So Josh Pineda music. The music part is just because music is just a simple facet of who I am. It's not entirely who I am, but that's the focus of my music, obviously. So Josh Pineda music, it's simple, but it's who I am, and I want the world to see it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Strong statement, just like everybody else. What I enjoy about doing these interviews and talking to all these people is you find out all their reasons and their motives behind doing what they want to do. You find out why they love doing what they do.
Yeah,
and one thing that's always piqued my curiosity about you is you just look so at home actually on the stage.
Dude.
When you're on the stage, it feels like that's when your true colors shine.
Yeah, man.
We haven't seen a lot of the people out there haven't seen a lot of behind the scenes with Josh. Like, I've been in there with you, but like on stage, you just that just looks like your element. Tell us why you just look so home.
Man, honestly, there's so many facets to music, right? You have to have an artistic mind, you have to have a creative mind, you have to be able to put words together in a way that is unique and impacts people. But for me, my favorite part has always been when you get on that stage and you perform, because I feel like I can be entirely who I am, and I'm really myself when I'm up there. I first started performing when I was very, very young. I did drums literally when I was 2 years old. My parents got me a drum set, and I've been like playing for people since then. And I remember the very first time I was going to sing in front of people for a competition, and it was actually a rap. I'd written something for this school thing, and then got in front of an audience, about 400 people. Probably 9% of them were like these screaming girls. So of course I was nervous at first, and then the minute I stepped into the spotlight, the excitement made me better. The nervousness wasn't like nerves. It wasn't like I was scared to do it. It was all of a sudden I was excited to be who I was, and it made me perform better. And that was when I realized, I think I was 14 years old, that even more than a writer and a singer or a musician, that I'm a performer, and I like to entertain people. And I feel like entertainment right now is something that people really look for, and something that really gives them something to look forward to. So being an entertainer, I work very hard at it, and it's something I want to get better at every day. So to answer your question, performing is really who I am, and that's where every aspect of me comes out. So I love it. I love it a lot.
Yeah, that's good to hear. I like to see those big names out there, instead of just singing their songs or performing their songs.
Yeah.
These people. But what I love about those big names that do more than just sing or perform their songs is they actually provide an actual, and I don't want to say concert, but they actually provide an experience to their audience.
Exactly.
They actually give you more than just what you pay $10 for on iTunes or on anywhere.
Most definitely. It's what people really look for, and they hunger for, especially these days where the entertainment industry is so people's attention spans are so quick. You know, they want to be entertained. They want to be entertained now, and you have about 10 seconds to really catch them. And so entertainers are kind of the end-all be-all for what people are looking for. And so for an artist who can give a good show and give something people they can actually remember and put their phones down and just be in awe of what's going on around them and remember that, I think that's something very valuable that can enhance their life. So
Definitely.
I love it, man. I love it.
Well, on that note, seeing as how you were meant to perform,
Yeah.
tell us about some of the more challenging parts about being an artist. Seeing as how you have this whole on stage thing down for you, let's hear about some of the challenges for you.
Oh man, the industry is so crazy right now. It's kind of in a tailspin, really. Where with the come up of YouTubers and Spotify being out there for music to be basically free, and now with just the technology that we have, anybody can be a producer, can be an A&R manager or their own artist and branding manager themselves. It's really hard to kind of gauge the industry, like, okay, do I go the industry route and do I go to a label, or do I kind of try and do this on my own, and how do I market myself where there's millions of other people like me? And so I guess the hardest part as an artist is really learning how to navigate through the waters and still be a trustworthy person and still be able to trust other people and still be able to take people with you, you know? Because I believe the goal of music and art is to really give back to people. And so I guess the most challenging part is really trying to navigate those waters. And for me, the reason I haven't released anything yet, I'm going to release this year soon. Really been packing my content, getting it ready. But the reason I haven't yet is because I'm still trying to figure out those waters and figure out how can I grow as a businessman as well. I believe you can be a creative person, but without that kind of killer instinct to be a businessman and also that leadership to be able to still be a trustworthy person, it's going to be hard to succeed in the industry. So I guess in answer to your question, that's kind of the most difficult part being an artist, is there's so many other facets than just music. Mm-hmm. And learning how to swim those waters is really what it is.
You bring up a very interesting point about being a businessman and just how hard and cutthroat it is, and
yeah.
that leads me to my next question.
Yeah.
Because if you've seen the other interviews and if you talk to other musicians,
Yeah.
you see the sudden rise in people wanting to embark on a businessman or businesswoman journey,
Yeah.
as well as being an artist. Why do you think so many more people are focused on being an entrepreneur and being a musician,
Right.
as well as being an artist, instead of just focusing on the music like tradition would have it?
Right, right. Well, I think times are changing. This next millennial generation, and I don't even know what the next generation after them is called, probably Generation Z or something like that, but I think the focus of that generation and something that we need to catch on is being kind of a self-made person. And as a self-made person, you're not just good at one thing. You really want to master a lot of things and almost be a jack of all trades, but at the same time master your craft. And so business is the other side of artistry. It used to be, the model was there's an artist, right, and then there's the business, and they both work together. Nowadays, anybody in this world, in this age, can be anything you want, and that's kind of the statement of 2017, right? And so in business, that means you gotta know your P's and Q's, you gotta be on it, especially as an artist. If you wanna market yourself, everyone else is doing that. And so to get a step ahead of the game, really, and be able to get yourself out there, you really gotta study up and do your homework and know your demographics, know who you're selling to, why you're selling, know your vision statement. And so for me, honestly, besides performing, I love business just as much, right? I love that side of it. I love, it's like a game, it's a sport almost, and to be able to connect that with music, so important these days, because if you can have both, you can really put yourself out there where other people would need to hire many people to do that. So it's an enjoyable process, honestly, and I encourage people out there, just learn something new. Go out there, look up on the internet how to do things, how business works, and try it, because it'll really help you and it'll help others as well. So
Yeah.
hope that answers your question.
Oh, definitely. That's very good.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same things. I do want to head in a different direction now. Let's talk about
Alright,
Josh
so-
Pineda music as an artist.
Let's do it.
For those of you who know me outside of YouTube, for those of you who know me outside of these interviews, as well as being a YouTuber and a videographer, I'm an event planner, an entrepreneur, an artist manager, etc., etc.
Yep.
And I love to plan events, especially concerts. I've planned 3 concerts here at NU since my freshman year. And Josh, I had the privilege of being able to work with Josh during one of those concerts.
It's been like a year now,
It's,
right?
it's been
crazy.
Wow, that was a year ago.
Everything's
That's,
changed, but that's
yeah,
crazy.
that's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Just digging back into that, tell me about that experience. Because if I remember correctly, during the planning of this show, this was like your maybe first time performing, not performing, but being out there as Josh Pineda Music. Am I
Right.
correct?
Yeah.
So tell me about that. What was that experience like for you?
Honestly, couldn't have gone better in the fact that I had to learn so much. Before, again, this is the time where we planned it together.
Mm-hmm.
And quick plug, I haven't met anyone that cares more about artists and seeing other people succeed than amauriboss. So you guys, if you have a chance, meet this guy and connect with him because he cares about artists and he cares about getting things out there. So quick plug. That show, honestly, was an eye-opener for how much I had to grow, but also an eye-opener for how much fun it can be if you have the right personnel. And I think really it kind of taught me that just to be anything in this life, really know your strengths and weaknesses. And for me, I had to really figure out what's my strength, what's my weakness, and then working together with other people. And how I work, I see people, I see their potential, but I say, okay, where's your strength? And you're strong where I'm weak, right? So we can work together in a way that I can help you, you can help me, and this can be really beneficial. So that show really taught me that one, going it alone is a route a lot of people try to do, but realistically, it's so much better when you work together and help others because they can help you, and just that goodwill that's there. And so learning to find your strengths and finding other people's strengths, and then having that entrepreneurial mindset to be able to join that show really taught me that wow, we can work together and accomplish so much more than if we try and just go this alone. So I don't know, that's kind of the biggest thing I learned from that show. Aside from that, preparation, Russell Wilson will say this, preparation is the separation. Prepare more than you think you need to.
Right.
No matter how talented you are, drive yourself, push yourself, be excellent in what you do. No matter if you're the guy that's running sound, if you're the guy that's signing the contracts and writing them up, if you're the guy on stage dancing and singing with the microphone, be the absolute best you can be, and there's value in that. And I think that taking the time to do that, it's a life skill that more than just music. That show really taught me that over-prepare, really.
Definitely.
So yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, dude.
Now on a quick little fun note, barring yourself, who was your favorite performance of the night?
Ooh, oh my gosh.
There were
Of
five
that
of you?
night?
There were five of
All right,
you
let's
up
see.
there,
We had
You had
Edgar
your-
Sandoval Jr., who's popping right now. You guys check him out. He's popping. Victor Perez, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Color Coded.
Color Coded.
I gotta go with Color Coded because I like to dance. I like to have a good time, and he knows how to put on a good show for people to have a good time. So that's always fun. I gotta say that was my favorite. But
Quick
I don't know, I
plug
like
to
all
Color
of them.
Coded. This
Yeah,
man sure
quick plug.
knows how to DJ.
He does. Man. I hope he's still doing stuff because we need to have a party soon.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right. It's good to know. I had a lot of fun playing in that.
Yeah, man.
And hopefully we get to work together soon because I'm nowhere near done planning concerts.
Dude, well, quick plug also for both of us, I guess. My EP is coming out soon, and this is finally the time where we're ready. At least my team, we're ready as our identity and who we are and who we want to be.
Ooh.
So when we have a
Do I
release
sense
party,
a release party coming?
a release party's coming, man. But this
Ooh.
time I'm really gonna really prep like we learned, right?
Ooh.
So it's gonna be huge. And actually, I was gonna ask you to be part of it, but now on video, we gotta be part of this together. So
Let's
stay
do
tuned,
it.
my friends.
Let's do it.
Stay tuned.
Moving on, I like to get into the meat and bones of an artist.
All right. Let's do it.
Having been with you in the recording studio, having been behind the scenes with you, tell me about the process that goes on in the studio.
Oh man,
There's a lot of let's try it this way instead of the last way. There's a lot of I can do it better.
Yeah.
Tell me what's going through your head when you're in the studio and when you're making
man.
the music.
It is. I've changed everything, right? I started from, especially after that show and after trying to find my genre and that whole kind of process where we were on our grind, right? It was really frustrating because we were trying to figure out a way that we could best produce stuff. I changed my entire viewpoint, my entire mission statement, everything I do in the studio. I'm all about vibes now. I want to have fun. I want to be with people that are ready to work, but are also ready to enjoy their life while we're doing it. And that kind of environment really pushes people to succeed. I had to study some film. I had to study the Seahawks, honestly. I went to the training camps. I believe greatness comes when you take from greats. So I studied what made the Seahawks successful. I studied what made the Golden State Warriors successful. I studied Floyd Mayweather, why is he undefeated? What's with his team, you know? By the way, he's still undefeated, so greatness right there. And every single one of them, they take a team with them, no matter what they're practicing, what they're doing. They get a competitive environment. I believe competition is very important, but more importantly, an encouraging environment, an environment where honesty is allowed, but it's always encouraging, it's productive, it's constructive criticism, and really people that you're willing to ride and die with. And so every time I get in the studio now, I used to just get up there with just 1 or 2 people, and let's just plug this out, right? Just let me work my butt off till my voice is gone. That kind of mindset, I figured out really isn't the best vibe for me when I'm up there in the studio. I like to bring people up there, get some foods and drinks, sometimes even bring an Xbox up there for people to just play in the background, and we kind of vibe for a while. And I mean, you know me, I'm on my grind. I have my...
Oh, definitely.
You know me, I have my things I have to get done and I will work my butt off. But at the same time, I want to enjoy the process. And I believe that's something that this generation may be missing, and I want to really latch onto that while I can, is that there is value in the process and in the journey, and in doing so, take people with you that you really want to enjoy life with. So when I'm up there, I invite the people I love, I invite people, it's always an open door policy. And then when I'm up there, I just enjoy myself, and I have people enjoy themselves, and when we create up there, like, oh my gosh, how about you play that riff one more time? And that's amazing, man. Like, you're so talented. Let me just encourage you for a second. Like, you're so talented. How about we keep you on the team? You know, and just that atmosphere of encouragement. I watch how the Seahawks succeed when they do that in their camps. Floyd Mayweather's team, like, they're always together. You know, the Golden State Warriors, they enjoy what they're doing. So I realized, like, that's kind of how I do things in the studio now. And that's how I produce, that's how I create, that's how I songwrite, and ultimately that's how I perform. And that's what I want people to do outside of my music. When they hear that, I want them to create lives for themselves that they're proud to be a part of and that are helpful to others. So it's kind of who I am and what we do, and I enjoy it a lot. It's a lot more fun nowadays.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
That's an approach that you don't really hear quite as often when it comes to artists, because a lot of artists are and it's not a bad thing, but a lot of artists are workaholics. When they get into the studio, shut the door, close the blinds. I'm gonna do this until I get what I want out of it.
Yeah.
So it's
works
really,
for them, but
but it's really refreshing to hear somebody say, like, when I get into the studio, it's about setting the mood and having fun. That's how you get the best work out of it.
Definitely.
And I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's funny because not too long ago, I was watching some of your music videos to prep for this interview.
Yeah.
Sitting there with my girlfriend, and you know, this is for all the girls out there who are maybe too scared. This is for all the girls who want but can't ask you, single or not?
Oh, dude, I am actually single right now. I'm single, but be careful because I'm on a grind. So I don't know if I'm ready for a relationship, but I like to have fun. So.
So you hear that, ladies? He's on a grind and he likes to have fun.
Studio
so
open
come at
policy,
him.
man.
Come correct.
Oh man. You would.
I definitely
I love
would,
it, bro.
Tell me something, Josh.
Yeah.
Tell me, having been at this music thing, just straight grinding for a year, almost over a year now.
Yeah.
Tell me about where you were and how far you've come. Because I remember at the beginning working with you, we were trying to find your sound.
Yeah.
And
dude.
And now look where you are, man. So just tell us about the journey.
Man, honestly, I was probably I'm surprised you stuck with me. I was probably the worst artist ever to work with, because I had being just a musician and someone who's with my personality, that I'm so excited about everything, right? Like, I loved every single genre. I wanted to be Usher, I wanted to be Bieber, I wanted to be Bruno Mars, I wanted to be everybody, and being a performer first too. I just wanted to get on a stage and just get out there, you know? And again, that's kind of the mindset these days. It's the millennial mindset that I wanted to try to work through, is that things don't just come like that. Life can be easy, and if you make it that way, but things worth having take work, and they take effort. And so for me, I had to really gut it out and find who I was as a person, not just what my sound was. And I think the reason it was so difficult for us to kind of find that sound, I didn't know who I was. I was torn between a lot of things. I wanted to be everything. I still had a lot to prove. Um, and I still believe it's valuable, but I believed at that point that having a chip on my shoulder and just wanting to prove to the world that I'm the greatest of all time, right? Like, that was what drove me. Much like the Kobe Bryant mindset, like, I wanted to be the best, I wanted to just do everything. There's value to that, but to me, that's not the most balanced kind of life, and that's not the most, my definition of success has changed in that way. And so I really just took the year, and I discovered who I am as a person. I had experiences, like I lived my life. I tried things with people. I went out and experienced life. I put my phone down once in a while, picked my phone up once in a while, and now I'm able to find my sound and my mission statement because it's not focused on me proving to the world who I am. Now it's like, okay, I've been given a gift. I've been put on this earth for a reason. I was created to do this. And so because of that, how can I help other people? And how can I do my job, make money off of it, be a businessman, but at the same time, how can I really inspire this next generation to be the best they can be? Inspire them to go for things more than just the quick buck or more than just the fad or the trend, but to really live for experiences. And when I found that, I was able to make my sound, make my music. And so now, I'm a pop artist, pop, EDM, a hint of R&B in there, kind of a mix of everything we tried, really. Cool, so just finding my sound, and definitely I'm a pop artist, a little bit of R&B in there, definitely some EDM in there, but really I just wanted to find the way that I could reach the most people possible with kind of a message of hope, really, and just a message of like, go after it, and go after life, take life by the horns and live your life. So it's kind of what I am right now, and it's been a process, but I've really enjoyed it.
Yes, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
And I love, like you said, I love to see artists succeed. I love to see people in general succeed. And you're having so much fun out there, and you're doing a good job at it, and I can't wait to see where you go.
Appreciate that.
Let's talk about one aspect of being an artist that I think a lot of people really underestimate, and that's the social media aspect.
Oh man, yeah.
You'd be surprised how many people have come to me and asked me for advice on how to manage social media as an artist. And as an artist, why is it so hard to manage your social media? Why do people need a team behind them to manage social media?
Man, there's so much that goes behind the scenes to one post that you post on there, to the hashtags you use, to when you post it. For me, something I've been studying up on, I almost wish I was a business major now, but something I just studied. You gotta do your homework, guys, do your homework. Studying up on is, what is it that millennials are drawn to? And what is it in posts that create a fad? And what is it that makes entrepreneurs successful in their social media? And so, I guess really you really need a team because you have to study so many facets of a demographic. You have to study what's popping right now, what was happening 10 minutes ago, what was happening the last week, and why, and what's similar between those. For me, I study the teams, right? I study Bruno Mars's team. How is it that this guy who's doing kind of almost old school music is still around? A lot of it is how he markets himself. How is it that Justin Bieber, right, is going to be kind of a king on his throne, that he's on that throne? How did he do that? And a lot of that was through social media. And so kind of really studying that, it's so much more than just posting. And it's kind of frustrating as an artist because you see so many other people, they've caught on to this. And so when you have 1,000 people doing the same thing, it's that much harder to get momentum. And so having a team really helps because there's so many things that you might miss and so many things to study really and study up on that honestly you just need help, really. Yeah, it's not a one-man job. At least for me. It's not a one-man job when you're trying to be an artist as well. So having a team really helps because we're able to study up on the greats and really realize and focus on what made them great and what's making the trends happen now. And so that's really what social media is. It's even websites are kind of going outdated. YouTube is probably going to be forever, but really social media is where people find what they like, and that's where trends happen. So it's really important. Got to do your homework.
Yeah, one of the most important aspects of social media, like you said, is it's having a team behind you because there's a lot of work that goes into each post, from the timing to the language to, like you said, the hashtags. It's funny how much of a science using a hashtag is nowadays.
It's crazy, man.
It's ridiculous.
This generation is crazy. It's crazy. There's so much you can do with it, though.
But that leads me into my next point, which is another educational point for all those aspiring artists or business people out there. A lot of people know the music industry as having two ends, the artist and the label.
Yeah.
That's not the case anymore, and to be honest, it hasn't been the case for a while now.
Right.
And one of the things that we learned, me and Josh learned working together, is that sometimes you have to outsource.
Yeah.
And you need a team behind you. And there are teams like, quick plug again, shout out to Kevin Miller and the All Approach staff.
Yeah.
There are companies out there like this team that just straight up, they're not there for the label aspect. They're there for the social media. They're there to teach. They're there to help and assist.
So helpful.
Like
so helpful.
Tell us about like how the industry has come to this point and how much easier it is to focus on being an artist because of where we are now.
Oh, definitely. Now, like I said earlier, it's almost more difficult to be an artist, but at the same time, if you play your cards right and get the right team around you, you can go worldwide in a second, right? So what Kevin Miller is kind of doing, he's kind of a helping hand to artists, and he gets a team around him that really provides everything that the artist is lacking. So for me, that helps me so much, because when I find teams like that, or I build a team like that around me, I don't have to spend 75% of my time like grinding, working on getting popularity and getting out there and finding what messages I can really send and how I can send them to this generation through my music. I can really focus on like my music and focus on perfecting my craft and mastering my craft. And so to have a team around you like that, it takes so much weight off your shoulders, and it's really helped me a lot to just build a team around me in every aspect of my life, even like not even just social media, but even my producing team, my production team, my fashion team, even my music team. It just helps because you can really focus on your strengths. And like I said, knowing yourself in this age, knowing who you are, is one of the most important things you can do. One, because you'll be rock solid no matter who hates you or who loves you. But two, when you know who you are and know your strengths, you can really be the most successful, and you can raise up people around you who are stronger in the areas that you're weak, and you can empower them where they're weak and you're strong. And so that's kind of how I build my team, and that's really helped me a lot. So kind of answer your question, I hope. But yeah.
Yeah. Not much more to be added to that. Like you said, teams are helpful. That's all I can say is
always.
Like basketball, football, and the music industry, team sports.
Yep.
I have one more rather serious question for you, and then the last few questions are gonna be more lighthearted, I guess.
Let's do it.
So my next question is
Ready.
I go to Northwest University. For those of you who don't know, Northwest University, as well as being, I guess, one half the training of the Seahawks training facility, it was also a seminary for a long time.
Yeah.
And now it is a private Christian college, and it has a fantastic music program. But I say all this to say, what place does your faith hold in your career as an artist, or your future goals as an artist?
Right, okay. One, I'm unashamedly a Christian, and that's something that really determines who I am in life as well as my music. But at the same time, my music is not like worship music. It's not like a Christian artist. I'm a secular artist. I go out there with pop music because I love that sound, and I realize that's kind of what I've been made to do. For me, my job isn't to save the world. My job isn't to make America great, like everyone keeps wanting to say, right? That's not my job. My job as an artist is to shape culture the best I can. I can get to the Billboard Top 100, which is my personal goal, right? That's one of my goals. But if 1 million people hear my song, maybe only 1,000 of those million will really understand the message. And of those 1,000, maybe only 100 will take it to heart and do something about it. And so for me, I want to be able to put my Christian and my worldviews into my music in a way that it'll help enhance people's lives, no matter if they know it or not, right? Mm-hmm. And so for me, I just want to let people know that life is worth living, first of all, that there is hope to keep going, no matter how hard it is. There's hope to keep going, that there is value to experiencing life and to going out there and experiencing life and loving people. There's value in love. and then listening to people and understanding their side and not just being afraid because people are different, but understanding what makes them different and how can we help each other. And there's value in brotherhood and sisterhood and getting together and working together to make this world a better place. And that's really what my music is about. For example, the song that I'm releasing pretty soon here, it's called Take My Hand. It's kind of a retro song, got super, super big Bruno Mars vibes in it. It's really fun, and when you first hear it, it sounds just like a quick little ditty that I could have wrote in 15 minutes, which part of it I really did. But the words behind it mean so much more. My message to, especially this next generation, a lot of it is really just, is try your very best at life to experience things to the fullest. Don't be afraid of the process, but really go through life the best that you can, and don't just take shortcuts to get to things. Don't just go to the quickest way out or the easiest way. There is value in that. So this song talks about just dancing with someone throughout the night. Like, just let's let go, let's put our phones down. I always say that. Doesn't matter what you're doing tomorrow, doesn't matter what you did yesterday, let's just dance with me tonight. But the message is so much more. It's about slowing down and enjoying things. It's about slowing down and enjoying the process of life. And I say, I see you all alone, standing in the corner. Don't listen to those lies or the words that they told you. Won't you take my hand, darling, don't be afraid. You're always on the move, but tonight you don't have to run away. And it seems like, oh yeah, it was a catchy song. It was really cool. It's got some great synths in it, right? It's great sounding. But really, I want someone to get that message, just one person to be like, you know what, tonight I'm gonna let go of my stress and I'm gonna try and enjoy my life to the best, because that's what life is for, and that's what I'm here for. So, really, in answer to your question, long-winded answer. Sorry, I like to talk, obviously. I'm so passionate about it, though. Like, I'm super passionate about inspiring people. And I want to inspire them with my faith, and I don't necessarily have to tell them, like, look, you're going to go to hell, so you better do what I'm doing. You're lesser. Like, that's not what I'm about.
Right.
I do hold to my standards, and I do hold to my convictions, but I do want people to be comfortable in their skin and comfortable with who they are enough to be able to say, like, I am loved. I've been loved enough that there's hope in this life, and I can love others while I'm at it. So it's kind of what I'm about, and that's what I do, and that's why I'm a pop artist.
I love it. Good answer.
Yeah. Kind of went off the trail a little bit, but.
All right then.
Yeah.
All right. Wipe the tears. Let's get back to it. Let's make these really quick fire. First question.
All right, hit me.
Dream collaborations. Tell me who you got on your mind.
Oh my gosh.
Tell me what's coming, or
Dream collaborations.
what could maybe come.
Oh, dude.
Tell me what you got going for us.
Honestly, right now, who's kind of in my genre, Bruno Mars has always been kind of my idol as far as music. As a performer, one of the greatest in my eyes of all time. Musically, one of the greatest of all time. I would love to, even if it's not a collab, I just want to sit with him and see his process and talk to him about how he creates his music and kind of what his vision statement is. Right now, Drake hit, I think, 1 billion.
First hit $1 billion streams on Spotify.
Do your homework, guys. Look at who's popping right now. Like, do your homework. Drake, 1 billion views, like 1 billion streams on Spotify. I would love to get with him just because there's your career right there, right?
Right.
But two, he's an entertainer. Like, 10 years ago, people would look at him and be like,
Wheelchair Jimmy.
yeah, well, you have no business in this industry, right? But now he's the king of the industry. So it's like, I want to be with those people who's successful. Obviously, Bieber, he has solidified himself as immortal on that pop throne, and I would love to collab and also just to find out what he did, to gain such popularity. So, quick 3 right there. Just find out who's the king and learn from him.
All right.
Yeah.
Next question.
All right.
What's on your playlist now?
What's on my playlist right now? Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so hard. I have so many songs. I'm gonna go with artists, not really songs. Just go
for it.
Again, Bruno Mars, always on there. I'm listening to a lot of EDM right now because that's really in right now. The music is so exciting. There's 80s and there's EDM. So 80s, The Weeknd, just because it's great sound. Bieber's always producing new stuff. But looking at people like, who am I thinking of? Martin Garrix, he's got great stuff.
Yep.
Who else is there? I'm starting to listen to just people on Spotify that are like recommended under those guys. So a lot of EDM. Calvin Harris is killing it right now. Bryson Tiller, he's popping. Rihanna's popping. And actually, DJ Khaled, his project is pretty cool. So I look at those guys. Man, Wild Thoughts is good, dude. Wild Thoughts gets me. So it's kind of it right there. I just kind of want to search.
All right. Next question. Celeb crush.
Celeb crush. Do I have to be straight in this one? Or?
Give me whatever answer you want.
Dang, dude, that's really hard. Oh, caught me off guard. I feel like this should be easy. Shoot. I can't choose between Tori Kelly and Ariana Grande. I can't choose. I can't choose. Like just for both. If I was completely blind, I'd be in love with both of them.
Same.
Right? Oh my gosh.
I love me some Tori Kelly.
It's a toss up.
My personal celeb crush right now is JoJo. But that's gonna be till I die.
Yeah.
Love me some JoJo.
So good. So good. There's this new artist, not new I guess, her name's SZA. Man, gets me, dude. Kaylani always gets me too. I have a lot apparently. Yeah.
Alright, last question.
Alright.
Dream lineup for a concert. What would you like to see?
Dream lineup.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. John Bellion. Because live, oh my gosh. Production wise, live wise, vocal wise, just everything is just like, who are you?
My
Like this is your world, isn't it? Like, who are you?
Right.
I'm always gonna say Bruno. I'd bring Michael Jackson back from the dead.
Oh.
Who else would I see live? And honestly, anyone that's on the top 10 list right now for EDM, just because I want to see how they perform and what draws people to those things. So
Yeah.
I love it.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
That was a lot for this interview.
That was a lot, dude.
Take a moment to digest that, guys. I want to thank Josh Pineda Music for coming and sitting down with me to do this interview.
Anytime.
Once again, I had a blast doing it. Get ready for some new music. He's working on that EP.
I'm so excited. So excited.
Hopefully you guys get to see him on stage soon.
Yeah, we will.
And go follow him. Go. Damn it, I just chipped the camera, sorry. Go follow him on social media at Josh Pineda Music. Go listen to him on SoundCloud, Josh Pineda Music.
And you guys.
That's the interview. Thanks, Josh.
Of course, anytime, dude.
All right.